Hello, my loves. Today we are going to work on lesson 11.2, triangles. So here's our standard for triangles, and it's the same standard from yesterday. I can understand that attributes belonging to a category of two-dimensional figures also belong to all subcategories of that category. Remember, an attribute is a characteristic of that shape. And for instance, yesterday's lesson, all rectangles have 4 right angles. That's an attribute of a rectangle. But today we're talking about triangles, so let's talk about the attributes of a triangle. Well, we know that a triangle is a plane shape because a plane shape means it's 2 dimensions, right? It has a length and a width only. So it's like a drawing on a piece of paper or on a plane. And then we've got a closed shape. A triangle is a closed shape because all of their sides meet and there are no gaps. But not only is a triangle a closed shape, it's also a plane shape. So closed shape would be a subcategory of plane shape. A triangle is also a polygon because the definition of a polygon is that it has 3 or more line segments. Remember, it's a straight line segment, and they're connected at vertices, one vertex or multiple vertices. So triangles are definitely a polygon because they have 3 line segments that are all connected. And we know that because it's a polygon, it's also a closed shape. And we know that because it's a closed shape, it's also a plane shape. So all of these subcategories of plane shapes. And here's another one. Now we're at triangle. A triangle has 3 line segments connected at 3 vertices. And a triangle is a polygon, and a triangle is a closed shape, and a triangle is a plane shape. So all of these right here are subcategories of plane shapes. And a triangle is a subcategory of a polygon. Alright, today's lesson. Here's our objective, our goal. I can identify the properties of triangles and classify them by the lengths of their sides and the measures of their angles. So we've already identified the properties, right? Triangles have 3 sides, they have 3 angles, they have 3 vertices, and they're made of straight line segments. They're all closed because it's a closed shape, right? And they have a length and a width because they're a plane shape. But we're also going to classify them. We're going to put them in groups and label them based on their lengths and based on the measure of their angles. Here's your essential question. What properties help you classify polygons? Our lead measures for today, these are our steps that will take us to our goal. We've got a Math Antics video on triangles. We're going to unlock the problem, and I'll show you how to classify those triangles. And then you've got a study jams that you're going to do on your own, and it's about classifying triangles. Now, once you're done with all of that, please remember that your math grades are based on iReady. And I assigned 2 iReady lessons already this week. Get those lessons done. And hey, remember, if you don't do well and you don't pass, maybe because you were rushing, maybe because you didn't grab a piece of paper and work out those problems, you can always do it a second time. And you are allowed to have help. Absolutely. We encourage that. So make sure that you get good grades on those 2 iReady assigned lessons, and then your 3rd math grade is going to be on your minutes. Okay, so here we are at the interactive textbook, and we're going to go to triangles, lesson 11.2. And our question, how can you classify triangles?
Let's see how you can classify triangles based on the lengths of their sides and measures of their angles. Let's unlock the problem.
Alright, let's read this story.
If you look closely at Epcot Center's Spaceship Earth building in Orlando, Florida, you may see a pattern of triangles. What type of triangle is outlined?
It's a little hard to see, but they've got a little triangle outlined here in blue. And fun fact, Spaceship Earth is my favorite place to be on this entire planet. I love Spaceship Earth. It's kind of the nerdiest place on Earth. It's all about communication and history, and it's something that I absolutely adore. You know what? You can find some videos on YouTube about Spaceship Earth.
Let's explore how to classify triangles by the lengths of their sides. An equilateral triangle has 3 congruent sides. An isosceles triangle has only 2 congruent sides. A scalene triangle has 0 congruent sides. Another way to classify triangles is by the measures of their angles. A right triangle has 1 90-degree or right angle. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. An obtuse triangle has 1 obtuse angle. What type of triangle is outlined in the pattern of Epcot Center's Spaceship Earth? All sides of the triangle are congruent, and all angles are acute.
Okay, so let's take a look at how they broke this down for us. Do you see how it's broken up into 2 columns, into 2 pieces? On the left here, we're classifying triangles just by the lengths of their sides. So you can very easily say that this triangle is an equilateral triangle because all 3 sides are equal. You could say here that this is an isosceles triangle because we've got 2 equal sides, and one of those sides is not equal. And to help you remember, equilateral. Equal means equal, and remember lateral means side. Equal side triangle. Now isosceles, you know how I think of like the eyes, your beautiful eyes. You have 2 of them, right? And they're more or less the same. So you think of it as 2 eyes. You have 2 eyes that are the same, and then maybe that could be your nose. That would be fine. Or if you think of the letter I, okay? The letter I, like a capital I. You know how it has that top and that bottom that are the same, and that middle part that's different? That's like an isosceles triangle, right? It has 2 congruent sides. And remember, congruent means equal. And then you've got a scalene triangle, and it has 0 congruent sides. Every side is different in a scalene triangle. Now on this side, we have a different way of classifying triangles. Instead of classifying by their lengths, we're going to classify by the measures of their angles. Now a right triangle has a right angle, right? Right angle. One of those is right. We can't have 2 because then it won't be a triangle. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. So everything in this triangle is acute. It's acute because they're all acute. Now, obtuse triangle has 1 obtuse angle. And look here, that's an acute angle, and that's an acute angle. Because remember, acute means less than 90. And that's what you have with those obtuse triangles. One of those is obtuse, and the other 2 are going to be acute. All right, so in order for it to be called acute, it means every single angle must be acute. So, here's the thing. You can classify by their side, you can classify by their angle, or you can classify by both. So this triangle in Spaceship Earth, they're going to classify it by both. I'm wondering if it's equilateral and what? If all 3 sides are equal, then that means the 3 angles. Am I going to have a right angle? Do I have a right angle here? Nope. All of these angles are going to be acute. So if you have an equilateral triangle, when all the sides are the same, that means all the angles are going to be the same. So they're all automatically acute. And let's see what that looks like.
The triangle in the pattern of Epcot Center's Spaceship Earth is an equilateral acute triangle.
All right, so you see what they did there? You could call it an equilateral triangle if you want. You could call it an acute triangle if you want. Or you can put them both together and call it an equilateral acute triangle.
Let's classify a triangle by the lengths of its sides and measures of its angles. Let's unlock the problem.
Alrighty.
You can begin by measuring the length of each side of the triangle. The length of line segment AB is 7 centimeters. The length of line segment BC is 7 centimeters. The length of line segment AC is 12 centimeters. Notice that triangle ABC has two congruent sides. What type of triangle has only two congruent sides?
Well, if you think again about those eyes, two eyes and a nose maybe?
An isosceles triangle. Next, let's classify the triangle based on the measures of its angles.
Alright, I'm going to try before I click the button. This is an acute angle. That's acute. Now, I'm having a hard time telling if that's acute or if it's a right angle. It's kind of hard sometimes to see on the computer. It's
Angle
obtuse.
ABC measures 120 degrees. Angle BAC measures 30 degrees. Angle BCA measures 30 degrees. Triangle ABC has one angle that is greater than 90 degrees. What type of triangle has an angle measuring greater than 90 degrees?
Well, we know that.
An obtuse triangle.
It's an obtuse triangle.
So triangle ABC is an isosceles obtuse triangle. Classify each triangle by the lengths of its sides and measures of its angles. Examine the triangle and select the appropriate classification.
Alright, so we have 4 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 4 centimeters. And even without those measurements, we can see by these little markings, remember that means that they're exactly the same? So even without that measurement, we know they're exactly the same. And we see the same thing here in these angles. See how they're all marked exactly the same? That means that those measurements are going to be the same too. So equal, it would be an equilateral triangle, right? So let's see, isosceles, acute. Well, it is acute, right? Acute, acute, acute. But isosceles means two are congruent and one's different, so it's not this guy. This one says acute, but then it also has scalene. And remember, scalene means all the sides are different, and that's not what we have here. We do have an equilateral acute. Equilateral, equal lines, yep. And acute because all three angles are cute. They're cute little angles.
That's right. This is an equilateral acute triangle.
Woohoo, we were right.
Let's try another problem. How would you classify this triangle?
Alright. Well, let's see. 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and 3 centimeters. They're all different, remember? So remember that means scalene. So it could be this one, or, oh, come on, there we go. Or it could mean this one. So let's look here, right or acute? Well, there's a right angle, but then I've got two acute angles. So is it right or is it acute? I think I remember that acute means all of them have to be acute. And this one has one right angle, so I'm going to go with this one. Whew, got it right.
That's right. This is a scalene right triangle. Let's try one more. How would you classify this triangle?
Okay, let's see. Well, I see these two markings without measurements, but we know that they mean they're exactly the same, right? That means they're congruent. And then the markings on these two angles mean that they are congruent. And then we have an obtuse. Oh, obtuse. I see two obtuses here. This one's Wait, but this is also isosceles and acute. Oh my. Okay, wait. Isosceles means that it's like eyes. Two are the same, and I've got two eyes that are the same. Acute means that I've got acute angles, but it means I have all acute angles. That's not acute, so it's not you. Scalene means all three sides are different. That's not going to be you. It has to be this one. Isosceles, I've got my pair of eyes. And obtuse, one of those is big and obtuse. That's the answer.
That's right. This is an isosceles obtuse triangle. Now, let's practice with the personal math trainer.
Okay, well, instead of practicing with the personal math trainer, let's practice some of these on IXL. So here I've got triangles and quadrilaterals, and we can choose here between an activity about acute, obtuse, and right, or scalene, isosceles, and equilateral triangles, or we can classify triangles. Let's classify. That's where we are today. So let's do a couple of these in practice, and then you can go ahead and do your own practice at home. All right, there we go. Oh, let's learn with an example. Oh, I like this. And I'll even read it to me.
Is this triangle isosceles?
Okay. So, oh look, they're giving us some reminders. An isosceles triangle has two equal sides. Okay. Do I have two equal sides? Yes. Yes. Are you going to click? Are you going to click for me? No?
Yes.
Oh, it answers
No.
for me. Oh. Well, maybe it doesn't. What? Okay. Well, let's go back to practice. I don't have patience for that. All right, are we ready? Let's go. Is this triangle isosceles? Remember, isosceles like a pair of eyes. Nope, I don't see anything matching. Submit. Good work. All right, what kind of triangle is this? So now I'm looking not at the sides, but at the angles. 60, 60, 60. Well, they're all equal. Equilateral. Oh, but here's equilateral too. Isosceles means only two like eyes, but nope, these are all three equilateral. Submit. Excellent. What kind of triangle is this? We'll take a look. See if you can get the right answer. They're all 60 degrees. They're all going to be equilateral. Did you get it right? Okay, is this triangle equilateral? Well, equilateral means equal sides. Does this triangle have equal sides? Well, that's an easy one. No, it doesn't have equal sides. Okay, well look, so far I'm at a 36. I've got 36 points. Cool. Is this triangle scalene? Oh, scalene. Oh, look. Not feeling ready yet? These can help. Let me click here. What is this? Oh, I can go to a different activity. And it will help me. Oh, that's a cool feature. That's really cool. So I can flip back and forth. Okay. Are you loading? There, it's loading. Okay. What kind of triangle is this? Let's learn with an example. Okay, here's that key idea. I'm going to review this. An equilateral means equal angles. Got it. Isosceles, two equal angles. And scalene has three different angles. Okay, scalene means all different. I'm going to have to try and figure out a way to remind myself that scalene means all different. So I've got 61, 40, and 79. So they're not equilateral. And it says isosceles. Do I have any two that are the same? Nope, they're all different. So it's got to be scalene. Awesome. Okay, this is the last one that I want you guys to do your own practice. Is this triangle scalene? Do me a favor and shout out your answer to the computer. Let me see if I can hear you from all the way over here. No, I didn't quite hear you. You're going to have to scream louder than that. I'm pretty sure I heard someone scream, Miss Allison, you're the most amazing teacher ever. I thought I heard that, and thank you very much. And I did hear a couple right answers. And is it scalene? Yes, it is. And you guys are all wonderful. All right. Make sure that you're going to AGA Broward every day, and you're clicking on my class and Miss Hodges' class to get your daily assignments. All right. I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.